Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Tier 10 Italian cruiser, Venezia. This game ends up being awesome, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. My build is on the screen. We use main armament protection, increase the health of the guns and keep them up. Lower chance of the steering or the engine getting knocked out. Better main gun accuracy, faster rudder shift, concealment, better rate of fire. For the commander, we get faster turret traverse, expert loader, incoming fire alert, priority target, adrenaline rush, concealment, the anti-air 4-point skill, superintendent, and also we take the 2-point AA skill as well. I really emphasize on my cruisers good anti-air and sort of defensive options. And it ends up working out pretty nicely most of the time. And obviously there's no aircraft carrier in this game, so we're going to miss out on that. But you know what? We'll see how well this works out. So initially I spawned on the west side, so I headed out west, obviously, to try and assist. In ranked games, you need to get to the flank quickly. You don't want to spend too much time wasting deciding on which flank to go on. Honestly, the best thing that you can do is go with the flank that you spawn closest to and just try and play around what the enemy is doing. Whether they are aggressive or pulling back, you want to try and contest. If you can't contest, just be in position, be ready. Notice that the enemy successfully captured the base, and at this stage, it's not looking good. They have 2 bases to our 1, but teammate does spot out the Des Moines, and we know that he's going to try and use his radar, so I'm going to try and return fire on the Des Moines. Hopefully teammates will also contribute, and I'm just hoping that the Shima on my team won't die. He's well within 10 kilometers, 100% the Des Moines sees everything that he's doing, so all I'm trying to do is put some pressure on him so it'll slow him down. The small end, which captured the base, also put pressure with regard to the radar that it also has. So this Shima has already taken too much damage, and honestly, I don't know how much more damage he can afford to take. I did think that, maybe for half a second I could use my AP. No, I should have just had SAP loaded and fired another 10,000 salvo. As it stands, Shima gets knocked out by the radar Des Moines, and I have a couple options at this point. Now, based on the enemy's deployment, I felt like the only ships that are actually on this flank, it's the Des Moines, the Small End, and the Petro. Now, I think I can take the Des Moines in a 1 versus 1 because of the health advantage that we have. I don't really want a surprise from the Small End. And then the Petro is another target that Venezia works very well against because it has the sap shell with the extra penetration. So I'm not too worried about the matchup that's on this flank. In fact, I actually like it, and it's far enough away from the enemy on the east side, they can't actually influence it at all. So we're just going to be aggressive, especially with the confirmation that the small end last spotted at A. He can't possibly stop this play from us. Now, there is going to be a point where we are detected because we just won't be in the open and the small end will have direct line of sight. I don't have smoke, so I can't deny that, but smoke would have been a fantastic skill right now. The Des Moines would have no actual idea that we're moving in this area. He would have maybe an inferred threat, but he wouldn't know exactly where we are. But you know what? We were only spotted for probably like 3 to 5 seconds. No enemy team. The Petro wasn't able to return fire, and we, of course, have a great angle to finish off the Des Moines and continue our pursuit. Now, enemy still has 2 bays to our 1. Smallland is at A. Don't have radar, but there is a Petro on my team, and I would love to fire on the small end. Don't know if he's going to show himself. So because the small end is just outside of my detection, and he is in the area, but he's not close enough that he can harm us, I figure best thing that I can do is keep the guns going on another enemy ship that happens to be within range, and of course the Petro isn't within range. We are going to try and play with our throttle to throw off the AP salvos, and of course on cooldown fire as effectively as I can with SAP. Now I could be aggressive, even more aggressive with AP. I don't personally feel like AP is in my best interest because it is harder to land. Even if he's broadside for that, Sap helps to normalize the extra armor that he has, and we were just a little too wide for that AP. It's so annoying because I have to work so much harder than him to do damage, but we're going to work hard. I just was a little too wide, and every time he's going to return fire, we're going to try and angle in. And he's still going to do some decent damage, considering he should be doing no damage since I have pretty good angle. God, that salvo that did too much damage. I just didn't like that. But anyway, Sap's working well. He did 4,600 damage, and I'm angled as optimally as I can possibly be, while also returning fire. He, of course, returning fire on cooldown. And we're just going to try and maintain a disciplined angle and, of course, lead him in his retreat path. He attempts to try and lead us, but it's not going to work out in your favor, my friend. We are definitely not going to make that same mistake where we open up too much. I underestimated the Petro's AP penetration right there. Not again. And it looks like this should be perfectly placed. Yeah, knock him out. That's a second kill. And our team is not actually capturing A. It's under contest. Enemy GK looks like he pulled a hard Notser, and he is contesting, or he's actually where his base capture is, C point. The enemy team is actually contesting B point, of all places. So I feel like as good as it's going on our flank in this situation, the other flank is just as bad. Now, I'm trying to get free damage on the GK. I would love to shoot at the small one, but he just has a lot of maneuvering potential. 10,000's a good broadside. But we really need to try and capture 2 bases and have that roll for a while. I'm afraid that the enemy might capture B and have 3 bases nearly. So I don't want that. That's not the option. And we get another nice salvo on him, 6k, but clearly A is not being captured, and in fact our teammates are leaving A completely. So I decide, okay, we can potentially take a cross shot at the Des Moines as he goes through this island. This would be a little surprise for him. Yeah, we're going to clear it. Good. But we're going to focus on taking the base, because taking the base is important. It actually helps you win the game. So by moving towards the enemy team, you're basically saying, this better work. If it doesn't, it's a loss. That's not a good enough answer. You don't want it to always be a 50-50. But doing certain actions, just as I did here, that's going to increase your chances of winning the game, even if you're giving up 15, 20, 30 seconds of gun damage on the target. Now, we have an enemy capturing B point, and he is not spotted, but we also don't have anyone there to spot the target, so it could be a cruiser. Highly unlikely it's the cruiser. No, the Des Moines decided to try and ambush a friendly Petro. Great play by the enemy Des Moines. He zigged when I thought he would zag. He, instead of going north, he jumped south and caught the Petro in a really awkward position. Now, the Petro can obviously angle against him, but they're both basically awkwardly firing AP at each other and not doing any particular damage. This is when you switch to HE, guys. You just fire HE. Fire it until the target's dead. You don't just consistently try and make AP work when both of you are committed to not letting it work, you know? So I'm just always surprised by cruisers that get in a very similar situation, and it literally takes them like 5 years to kill each other. If they would have just approached the problem the correct way and fired as much HE as possible, and then, only then, if the ship would commit to opening up, then you load AP. But instead, it's basically an even trade. Now, I'll take that, considering I expected it to not be an even trade, but the enemy has captured B point. So, with B and C, plus the GK and the small end, and this Petro, and that Z52, we're behind. We're behind significantly. So, I feel like the fact that we had to deal with 2 Petros really helps our team. Going to maintain as good angle as I possibly can to multiple targets, while my teammate, the friendly Hindenburg, is working on the Petro as well. The Petro is in the worst situation. Going up against a Hindenburg and Venezia, I mean, they literally hard counter you or nearly hard counter you with your 50mm. It doesn't mean anything. He fires HE, I fire SAP, we're going to win. Now, I don't know why the 52 decided to show himself, but we're going to take advantage of that. And did we catch him out? Yes, we did. We actually got him. I totally expected him to never show his face and to just be an annoyance on this side of the map. We got so fortunate that the 52 misplayed. And that's just what it is. It's a misplay. There's no reason for the 52 to be out in the open. We don't have a shot on the GK, and our friendly GK clearly is dead. So I'm just going to take a wild shot at the small end. Don't really expect to hit it. If we do, it's a bonus. Of course we don't. And at this stage, it felt like a loss. They have 2 bases. We only have 1. Closest friendly, and there's only 1 other friendly. He had to retreat so far to the north that it's going to take him at least 30 seconds, maybe a minute, to get back into the actual game. So I need to try my best to win this game. Now the GK, he's unhealthy, but he's still a battleship. The small end isn't unhealthy, and he has superior concealment, plus he can spot us, plus he has radar. He's going to be a really tough cookie to actually catch. The only play that is available is to go try and capture the space. And you'll notice the enemy team, boy, they're getting closer and closer to 1,000 points. And I don't want them to get there. I sent torpedoes expecting the GK to fill that area. Friendly spots him. The GK spots him in return and wants to return fire. I am thinking, okay, we could use smoke to do an initial ambush and capture the base if we go out wide. One of my torpedoes looks like it might make contact. Yeah, it's actually going to make contact. That's good. A little bit of extra damage. Never hurts. You got to send your torpedoes. You're never going to hit a torp if you don't send it. And that's a great example of a situation where sending that torpedo made this so much easier. We captured the base. We got the kill. That's Kraken Unleashed. Yes, that's 5 kills in a ranked game, and we're still behind. This still isn't a guaranteed victory. It's actually closer to a guaranteed loss. But I'm going to try my best. We're going to sail south, try and capture. Now, I'm going to communicate some ideas. I want the Hindenburg to head out towards A. Clearly, it's being contested, so it's a good place for him to go. If I go and capture C point, he goes to contest A, and we maintain capture on B point. There's about 6 minutes in the game where that could actually matter, and we could win the game. So, at this point, I'm just trying to slow down the small end's ability to capture the base while also capturing the enemy base. It's not the easiest thing to do, of course. We don't have smoke, and this giant island is blocking our direct line. But it needs to happen. It's really the only way we can hopefully win this game, is with this captured and eventually recapture or contest A. Now, we were spotted for sort of half a second as we crossed over. That would tell me that the small end is on the south side of A point. And because the enemy is on the south, they're more likely to either come back this way or disengage completely and escape out south. The Hindenburg doesn't need to worry about keeping anyone inside of him contained on the north. I highly doubt that the small end, and yes, we do get confirmation the small end is not actually going north at all. He is coming this way or south further, and we have to be prepared for torpedoes. I expected any second he might take a shot to contest. Honestly, that's what probably needs to happen. But I'm a sap ship. I'm literally built to counter DDs, so he's probably not going to show himself. But we do need to make a play. The enemy will win the game in less than a minute. Friendly Hindenburg needs to try and capture A. I am really concerned that the small end is trying to shadow me, set up maybe a perfect torpedo attack. And I don't have any other options here. I have to just sail this way and maybe bait out some misplay from him. Of course, be ready to maneuver any second that we hear any of the torpedo. But, oh my god, the Hindenburg needs to get there quickly, and we get so lucky we actually find the safe zone in the torpedoes with very little effort. But the game's 15 points away from being done. We can't allow the enemy to retake A or retake C, or take B. Now, initially I was like, okay, he sent torpedoes, he was this way. I'm going to keep going this way. And then I thought to myself, the only way that the enemy team can actually win this game is potentially to grab another territory, or obviously a torpedo wipeout. So there is definitely a level of risk taken right here, but we did just see the torpedoes not 20 seconds ago, so if we're going to turn, we better get the turn done. I decide, let's go back and defend C point, because that is really the only thing he has open, and look at what we caught. We caught him out. He was attempting to rush it back towards it. He doesn't have a lot of time either. It ended up working out very nicely. He's angling aggressively and doing a great job. I just instantly sent a torpedo widespread, just trying to clip him. He's doing a great job of angling with, avoiding the sap damage. And ooh, he opened up just a little too much there. He closes it up, and when we return fire, it's going to bounce off harmlessly because of the angle. But the torpedoes! Oh, the torpedo was so close to killing him. We are, however, gaining enough points to win the game. We're going to win it in 7 seconds and complete the comeback. Can we actually get a kill before the game is over? I'm trying desperately, and yes! He opened up his angle just a little too much, and that was the 6th and final kill of the game. And we needed every single ounce of effort in that one to even have a chance, but we did it. If you enjoy the video, please like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. You can subscribe to the channel. We do World of Warship videos, first impression, how-to, news, review. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day. That was a great game.